Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to Reinvention Made Simple Daily. My name is Benjamin Kamoya, and today Reinvention Made Simple Daily is on the road. I'm commuting to the western part of Kenya, that's Kakamega. Got some family functions going on over there, and just wanted to stop during my trip to really just take this time to serve you. You know, the Reinvention Made Simple Daily happens every day at 1:30 p.m. East African time. What is the objective? It is to serve you. It is to help you reinvent yourself for more impact and more income. And the pathway to more impact and more income, most people ask is, how do I do that? Which is what we all desire. There are three key steps that I guide you through as you come alongside me in my body of work. And it's mastery of your brilliance. I believe that you've got brilliance within you. Mastery of that brilliance. What do I have within me? And how do I bring it out into the world? Which is the second M. Manifesting that brilliance, bringing it out into the world, people seeing what you have and you delivering it to them. And then number three, monetizing that brilliance. And today we'll be talking about the monetizing part of it. The teaching today is power for the accumulation of a fortune. Power for the accumulation of a fortune. Napoleon Hill is doing his research as was commissioned, and he's identifying the wealthiest men and women of his time, and he's seeking to understand what is the secret to their riches, what is the secret to their fortunes. And in his study, he comes across this idea that power is necessary for the accumulation of a fortune. Now, I don't know about you, but I want to leave an inheritance for my children's children. I want to have financial freedom. I don't want to look at the menu and read it from the left side. I don't want to look at the menu and look at the price fast and wonder, oh my goodness, what can I eat here? What can I afford? I want to go into a shop, and if I like something, I take it and I run my cart without worrying about whether I have the money or not, whether it's going to break my bank or not. Not just that, but I also want to leave that kind of a legacy for my children and for their children. And for that to happen, you need to accumulate a fortune. You need to accumulate a fortune. I've heard many people say that I want to make an impact in the lives of people, and reinvention is about more impact. Let me tell you something. Impact requires income. Somebody has got to earn the money. And when I look at some of the initiatives that I'm involved in, I notice that there's always somebody behind the scenes who is footing the bill. We call them a donor, or we call them a sponsor. Not to use that term the way it's used in our Kenyan context, but there's always someone behind the scenes who has accumulated a fortune and is financing the manifestation of other people's brilliance. Now, I don't want to depend on somebody to manifest my brilliance. I want to monetize it. I want to accumulate a fortune because I have a big dream. And I believe that you also do have a big dream. So, how do we accumulate a fortune? We require power. We require power. Now, let's define power, and then I'll unpack the teaching for today very briefly, and then I'll be out of your way. Now, power, as defined in the book Think and Grow Rich, and I love this definition, is this. Power, okay, power is, guess it, power. The accumulation of a fortune requires power, and power is intelligently directed, coordinated, specialized knowledge. Highly intelligent, organized, specialized knowledge. So there are three key things here. There's specialized knowledge, it's highly organized, and it's intelligently directed. The accumulation of a fortune requires power. What is the definition of power? Power requires highly organized, intelligently directed, specialized knowledge. And Napoleon Hill goes on to say that the good thing is you do not need to be the possessor of the specialized knowledge. In other words, you do not need to be the expert, but you've got to organize it highly and direct it intelligently. That is what it takes to gain power. And power then leads to the accumulation of a fortune. By now, you know that we're not talking about political power. We're not talking about financial power. We're talking about brilliance and how you can take your brilliance and organize it highly, and then direct it intelligently. That gives you power, and power is necessary for the accumulation of a fortune. I talk about this right now in our time and age from two dimensions that I want you to pay attention to. The first dimension is when you are the expert. We are in a gig economy, the U economy, where your value is required by someone in the marketplace and there is no intermediary. You connect with your ideal client, you deliver the value, they pay you your worth. That's the gig economy. And you can choose as many people that need your value and serve them from one time to the other and accumulate the fortune. We're also talking about this from an organizational team dimension, where I know what needs to be done, but I don't have all the information in terms of the expertise and the technology, and I bring in other people who have it, and I organize that highly, I direct it intelligently, and I get the power that is required to create a fortune. Now, why is this important for us who are in the reinvention journey, who are reinvention students? One thing, the world, the marketplace is flat. In other words, the barriers that existed before for you to enter the marketplace, connect with your ideal audience, deliver your value, earn your worth directly into the bank, those barriers have been eliminated. And even more now, because of the pandemic, realize, you know what? I don't have to drive 30 kilometers to go and work somewhere in an office chained to a desk. I can do it from my house. We realized that we could deliver value from anywhere. And so now the people who are accumulating a fortune have power. And how did they get the power? They highly organized and intelligently directed specialized knowledge. This is where my question comes in for you. What is your specialized knowledge? What is your specialized knowledge? Because it's not just any knowledge that's going to cut it. You see, we're living in the information age, and really moved from the information age where really knowledge has been a key commodity. But let me tell you something. If knowledge was that important, it would cost you to Google. It would cost you to Google. If knowledge was that important, all of us would be tall, rich, skinny, and happy. We've lost all our weight because we know what we need to eat and how to lose carbs and how to burn the fat. We'd all be happy because we knew what we need to know. And would all be rich because we would have accumulated all the money we need. But how is it that even at a time when knowledge abounds, you do not see any improvement in people's lives? It's because knowledge in itself is not important unless it is specialized knowledge, unless there is expertise, unless there is skill, unless there is mastery introduced in that knowledge, in the application of it to create the desired outcome. And this is the question that I ask you who's joining me today. What is your brilliance? What is the value that you bring to the market? What is the value that you bring to the market? I have accumulated a fortune and continue to do so because I have power in the marketplace, in the coaching, speaking, and training industry. I have highly organized, intelligently directed, specialized knowledge. What is your unique value? What is your unique value? What is it that you do so well that people are willing to pay for it? Think about that. And have you articulated what that is? And I've shared this here in other forums as well, that most people that I have interacted with from some assignments I did in the past were very quick to define themselves based on what they did. Banker, engineer, IT specialist. They define themselves based on what they did and not who they are. You see, who you are doesn't change. You can keep upgrading that. It doesn't change. It gets better. But what you do is going to change. I'm using my communication and my creativity. That can only get better. But what I do may change. I may stand on this. I may stand on a podium as an MC. I may stand on the podium as a communicator, gifted speaker. That's what I do. That's my passion. That's my purpose. I can also stand on the podium and be a news anchor. Matter of fact, I wanted to be a news anchor when I was in high school. But all these are pulling from my value, which is my key gifts and skills, which is communication. And if you don't know what your key gifts are, if you don't know what your value is, head on to kamoya.com and I'll give you a 7-day challenge to really help you understand, how do I define who I am? What is my identity? Because understanding your identity will help you enter into the marketplace, the gig economy, the U economy, where specialized knowledge is. And once you have your specialized knowledge, I'm challenging you to manifest it into the world. And manifesting it is about highly organizing it highly and then intelligently directing it. I am serving hundreds of thousands of leaders now through my daily teachings on social media. This specialized knowledge, information that I have, is highly organized, and then it is intelligently directed. And that gives me the power to do what? To accumulate a fortune. I also understand very well, because I am a student of scripture, that it is the Lord who gives you the power to make wealth. What does that power look like? That power looks like the brilliance, the gifts, the talents, the abilities that have already been deposited within you. And if you don't discover what they are, the joke is on you. Because everybody else is making progress, realizing their brilliance, and manifesting it into the world. And the marketplace, like I said, when I talk about earning your worth, there's a market that is willing to pay whatever you ask for. They're not looking at your invoice. They're not looking at the number. They're asking, can you do the thing? And can you do it better than anyone else? The law of compensation steps in, and you earn your worth. You never have to, claw your way to the top of the 1% in the market. You just need to have power, and that power is necessary for the accumulation of a fortune. And how do you get power? Napoleon Hill breaks it down for us. Highly organized, intelligently directed, specialized knowledge. And he says one thing: the person who possesses the power must not be the one who also possesses the specialized knowledge, which is where I want to bring you to the next part. I told you there are two: personal at an individual level, and then there's also at a team. And when we talk about the second one, most people are probably running businesses that they have never stepped in for 5 years. And those businesses are bringing in a fortune for them. They don't even know half the tens of thousands of people who work for them. But those businesses are bringing in a fortune for them. They are accumulating a fortune, because what Napoleon Hill says is true. The accumulation of a fortune requires power. And what is power? Highly organized, intelligently directed, specialized knowledge. And when you have a purpose to establish something out here into the world, to solve a problem, and that is the brilliance you have, the vision in mind, the ability to see the solutions that could be out here into the market. And you begin to identify James, Judy, Nancy, and Paul and Peter, and you say, you guys are good at IT, you're good at marketing, you're good at connecting with people, you're good at this, you're good at that. This is your specialized knowledge. Come together. Let us deliver value into the marketplace. And as that value is being delivered, that value is being highly organized, intelligently directed, the fortune is being accumulated. Because that is power. And power is necessary for the accumulation of a fortune. We're getting into 2022. Do you have plans to accumulate a fortune? Do you have plans to triple, quadruple your income? I mean, take what you earn per month and double that. Take what you earn per year and turn it into your monthly income. Do you have such a goal? And if not, why not? If not, why not? Because you see, everything is going to have to change. Everything is going to have to change. You will not double your income doing the same thing the same way. It's got to shift. It's got to be different. And the invitation for you today is make a decision and a commitment that I will gain power. And I will gain power for the accumulation of a fortune. And how I'm going to accumulate that fortune is by defining my brilliance, that is the specialized knowledge, and then highly organizing it, and then directing it intelligently to unlock not just income, but impact. Because these two go together. Impact and income walk hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other. Something is broken down somewhere. So my encouragement and my challenge in today's Reinvention Made Simple Daily is you can have the life that you want. You can have the life that you want, impact-wise, making a difference, leaving a legacy, etching your name in the annals of history that you passed through the earth, that you made a difference. You can have that impact, and you can also have more income. And today's conversation was about monetizing that brilliance. And you need power. And what did we define as power? Power is highly organized, intelligently directed, specialized knowledge. What's yours? What's yours? If you don't know any of the answers to these questions, hit me up, reinvention@kamoye.com. That's my email address, reinvention@kamoye.com. Let's start a conversation on how you can build the power that is necessary for the accumulation of a fortune. It's time for me to get back onto the road. Like I said, we're heading out to Kakamega. I locked myself in here in the car so that I could do this call. I am sweating despite having the AC on. I guess it's the heat of the message. Love serving you every Saturday and every single day from 1:30 p.m. East African time. Don't grow alone, please. Support this channel by liking, by sharing, and by most importantly, commenting and doing the work. Do the work. Do the work. Let's build a power that is necessary for the accumulation of a fortune. Blessings, be well, and bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. East African time. Bye-bye.